Hello y'all on YouTube, this is Rob from Rob's Nerdy Knives. Today I have a little review, impressions if you will, of a knife that I have been carrying for a little bit and really enjoy. This is the QSP Penguin Plus. This is the larger variant of the QSP Penguin, and I think it's a really great deal and a great knife. And we'll talk a little bit about this. This is the titanium version with the CPM 20CV steel. That's the CPM 20CV steel. You can see that right there. That's the steel that's comparable to like M390 or 200. I believe it's what's the other one? Oh, well, anyways, it's a good corrosion resistant, edge retaining or retention steel. Definitely, I think it's a really nice variant. We'll talk a little bit about the differences between some of the other QSPs and some of the similarities and kind of dig right into it. So this is the larger version of the smaller QSP, or the regular QSP I should say. This is the regular QSP right here. And I have this one. This is the traditional pocket knives version that they had and released and I bought. They are going to be making more of these and having some more of these come out. And they'll also be doing a version in the Penguin Plus as well. So if you like this milled or jigged titanium handle with the frame lock and the milled clip, you can get that in the Plus version. The steel on this one is also M390 if you're not familiar, which is nice. It's a nice little version. I've enjoyed carrying this one. The action is great. I can reverse flick it, right here on the inside of the blade, because you can get just enough of your finger in here to do a little reverse flick. It does not have a flipper, so that is the difference. And it's right hand carry only. It doesn't revert. You can't do a reverse the clip for a different carry on a different pocket. This right here, the QSP Penguin Plus, I got this from White Mountain Knives. Great deal from them. This has a wired clip, as you can see, and I believe this is the same as a Spyderco, and you should be able to replace that, and I think I may do that. It is a frame lock. As you can see, this is titanium and it's sandblasted, very smooth, beautiful, kind of a titanium handle, so definitely comfortable. Has the thumb stud as the other one as well, right? It is a frame lock, so it drops really nicely, but this also has the flipper, and a really nice flipper at that. I like this flipper a lot, works really well. It's jimped, has jimping on there that's really nice for traction. This jimping is for when when it's open and you're going to need a little traction for when you use it. But this is perfect jimping for the flipper deployment. I really like that a lot, and the action is buttery smooth. I love how this thing closes. Really, really nice. As you can see, I've been using this. I've got a lot of pocket lint all over this, so I use my knives, which is something I like to do. Again, this is not the jigged or milled titanium. It's just a smooth titanium, but very nice. And if you can see inside, I don't know if you can see that. Let's see if we can get a little light on that. Can we get the light in there? Can we see that? Yeah, I think you can see that there's no they didn't do any cutouts. There's nothing to lighten the handle at all. So it's got a little weight to it, and we'll do some measurements here in a second. Let's go ahead and just kind of measure the length of this knife, since we already talked a little bit about the blade steel. You can see that from here. If we line this up here, these are all 1 inch, so that looks like it's 3.5, which I believe it is 3.5. So yeah, it's about 3.5 to the base of the knife, and then the cutting edge itself is going to be about, looks like 3.25. The handle over here is going to be about 4.5. So that means the overall length of the knife is going to be about 7 7/8. So not a gigantic knife, but definitely larger than the traditional QSP Penguin. You can definitely see there's some size to it. The handle is definitely bigger for sure, and the blade is definitely bigger, so that's nice. For the blade cutting edge, let's line those up. So it looks like you get probably maybe an extra 1/4 inch in the cutting edge. Let me just make sure those are truly lined up. Yeah, probably about 1/4 inch to 1/2 inch, definitely. Let's see if we move that all the way up there, and then we move that up there to kind of line those two up. Yeah, it's a little under 1/2 inch, definitely, but it's definitely a longer blade, which is nice, and it's got a little thicker stock. We'll measure that here in a second. I really do like that. The Warncliffe blade is something nice. Again, like with the other one, because of the way this flat grind comes up to right here, it's real easy to reverse flick with your middle finger as well. So that's really nice. Let me go ahead and close this and get that out of the way. Let's get a little weight on this knife here. So let's see how much this is. All right. So we got ounces. Let's go ahead and see what this weighs. So it's at 4.44 ounces. So it's got some weight to it, whereas the other one is, 2.9 ounces. Definitely a little lighter. This one doesn't have any cutout on the inside as well, so there's no relief on that. But it's a much thinner handle, much thinner titanium handle, and this is thicker, sturdier handle. So you can definitely see that. Let's go ahead and measure the stockness of the blade. All right. So that is. Make sure I'm 0. All right, sometimes this doesn't want to 0 up. There we go. All right, so let's do that. Yeah, so it's at 0.139 or 0.14 inches. So definitely longer than 1/10 of an inch, about a 1/10 and a half of an inch. If we compare it to the regular QSP, let's see here, which is definitely a little thinner. Yeah, so that's like 0.12 if we round it up, 0.12 inches. So it definitely has 0.02 inches thicker, and you can definitely see that, and then you can definitely feel it in the blade thickness. I mean, still a sturdy, nice little knife for this one, but this one definitely feels beefier and meatier and nicer. Now, this jimping that we talked about before, this is really nice if you're going to choke up, because if you're going to choke up and come up here to do a precision cut like that, you want to be able to make sure your finger's not just going to slide right off and cut yourself. So I like that. If I'm going to come up here to do some sort of cut that really requires me to hold that tightly, that's nice. All right. So I do enjoy that, but most of the time I would be back here because the jimping here is really nice as well. No blade rock, so that's nice. The detent locks right in, as you can see. That goes in really nice. Definitely holds the blade in place. There's no rock in there. When it comes out, solid. You can see let's see if we can get that there. Yeah, when the lock comes up to the blade, it looks like it's around 50%, maybe 40%. I don't know if you can see that. I'm trying to get the light on there. Yeah, so that's nice. Let's do a little comparison to other knives. I know a lot of people do that, and some people have asked me. Here is the Benchmade Buckout. The Benchmade Buckout. You can see that. Definitely a little smaller than that. The Spyderco Paramilitary, or the Spyderco Para 3, or in the paramilitary line, the Para 3. That is definitely, smaller than Benchmade, so definitely smaller than that. But handle-wise, pretty close. This is definitely a smaller handle. You can definitely see that. Then we have the Spyderco Paramilitary 2, and you can see that that is definitely larger. Handle-wise, it's pretty close. This is definitely a larger handle, but blade-wise, let's see. If we're about right here, yeah, it's pretty close to the same blade, isn't it? Yeah, pretty close, at least as far as cutting edge and everything. So this might be just a little longer, but definitely, I like the size of this knife. It is not a gigantic full-size knife, but it's not small. Very useful and usable. I do enjoy that. I like the smooth titanium. This slides in and out of the pocket really well. I am gonna, so I think I said already, I'm going to consider getting the Spyderco clip. I believe that this would fit and can be replaced with. I would like to try that from Lynch or something like that. But this is a pretty good wired clip. It doesn't rock and move around a lot. I've had some of these, and why I don't like them is they just move around, and they're not super solid, and they're kind of weak, if you will, at times. So, but this one's pretty good. I like that one, so that's nice. What else? I've enjoyed carrying this and using this quite a bit. Cuts really well when you leather strop it. It retains its edge really well, so that's really nice. Just it's aesthetically wise, I really like the knife. It's very fidgety, very flickable, if you will. I enjoy that. The action is just buttery smooth. I was thinking of maybe considering if Skiff has some bearings that I could replace. I would like to try that at some point, but I gotta tell you, this is pretty smooth and pretty nice. It drops really well once you get right past the detent, and goes right down and just closes really nice by itself. So that's really nice. Overall, if you want to get a close-up, you can definitely see that got the nice QSP triangle and pivot, which is really nice. Let's see here. We can definitely see it's a reversible pocket clip, so that's nice. All of these screws are T8s. That makes it really, really easy and nice to take apart to clean, which I think I may have to do. As you can see, it's got a little bit of pocket lint in there. Definitely enjoy using this knife, that's for sure. Even this right here looks like it could be replaced, and it's definitely, that's a T8, I believe, as well. It matches all the other screws. What else? Just a really nice knife. I like this knife. If you are not a fan of the QSP because maybe it was too small, this would be a great alternative for you. This would be something certainly to consider in a knife, because the size is just very convenient. As you can see, I have medium large hands, so I get full 4 fingers on there. They're large in the widthwise, but medium in the lengthwise, so I can definitely get 4 fingers on here, no extra space. So I think a extra large hands would very easily fit on here and still get a full grip. And then if you choke up, you can definitely choke up here and hold on to that jimping, so that's really nice. Great little knife. I enjoy this. Let me know in the comments if there's anything down below, if there's anything that you would like to hear more about this knife, or something you'd like me to check, test, or look into. But overall, this is a nice knife. I enjoy the aesthetics. I could carry this to church, has a nice view, but it's very functional, very usable. And this is one of those knives that I would like to continue to use and carry and bang up and beat up on. Definitely a really nice user knife. I really do enjoy this. This is, it's nice enough to carry around and look good, but not so nice that I wouldn't be afraid to use it for some heavy duty work, which I kind of already have done a little bit, and I've got some scuff marks. I don't know if you can see it on the edge. There's a few scratches, but anyways, do like this knife a lot. I do like the reverse flicking and the action. It's a fidgety knife. I get in trouble with my wife for when I have this knife because I flick it a lot. So that's always a nice thing. When I can do that and my hands are not tired or hurt because of some weird angle or engineering, that's really cool. So very, very cool. If you have any other questions about the knife, please let me know. I'd be love to be able to answer them. And if you like this review, this overview of the knife, I would appreciate, if you'd consider maybe subscribing. It really would appreciate that, because it helps me to know that you like this content and it's something worthwhile for me to continue to do. And also, if you wouldn't mind hitting the like button, that would be awesome as well. And then if you also want to check me out over on Instagram at robs_nerdy_knives, that would be great too. Thanks so much for checking out my video today, and you guys have a great day and a great week. Bye.